Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Always a pleasure to be with Brand Innovators. I'm doing the Brand Innovators tour. Like, I'm here today. I'm in Miami tomorrow. Like, Miami is kind of home to me, so I will take every opportunity I have to come and stop by there. It's like, it feels like family to be here. You know, like I've been part of Brand Innovators or attending Brand Innovators for I think a little bit over 10 years now. I still remember the first Brand Innovators that I joined, which was in Unilever. I was still in Unilever. It was in London, and it was really fun. And since then, our relationship like only grew from there. So I'm Fernando Machado. I am the CMO for Activision Blizzard. I spent 18 years in Unilever before that, and I spent a little bit over 7 years at Burger King, Tim Hortons, and Popeyes. That's Restaurant Brands International. Did some pretty cool stuff, both in Unilever and restaurant brands. Gaming was always a passion of mine. And I couldn't let go the opportunity to tell my mom that all that gaming did pay off somehow. And it's funny because like when I told my friends, hey, and I have lots of friends in the industry, I'm leaving Burger King, Tim Hortons, and Popeyes, that was RBI, to join gaming. They were happy for me because they knew that I loved the space. But it's funny because they said things like, oh, it's so cool that you're going to work in gaming. The industry is going to be so big in the future. It's growing so much. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, how is it going to be so big in the future? And that's the thing. People don't realize that gaming is actually ginormous today. And it has evolved a lot. Like from the time little Fernando was playing Mario in my room, and my mom would call me to come grab dinner, and I would reluctantly pause the game, go grab dinner, eat as fast as I could, to come back and try to defeat Bowser. And I'm still good at that. Like, and now I buy for all my kids, and I pretend it's for them. You know what I mean? Like, and I play that stuff. But like, to a place today where you can't pause the game. You know what I mean? Like everyone is playing live. I will talk a little bit about that. Everyone is connecting through gaming. It was much more of like an individual thing in the past. So the industry has evolved a lot and became like really huge. You know, 3 out of 4 people in the US play video games. Like 3.1 billion global gamers worldwide. We have more than 350 million monthly active users with our games at Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard is actually 3 business units. We have Activision, Blizzard, and King. Activision, biggest game is Call of Duty. We also have Tony Hawk Pro Skater. We have Guitar Hero, which maybe you played at some point. I did. And it made me think that I was good at music. Bullshit. And Blizzard, we have like World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Diablo. And on King, we have Candy Crush, which I'm sure some of you played or played before. Just as an example, right? I mean, Call of Duty mobile. And mobile is something that's growing a lot. It really opened like opportunities for us to reach new audiences, right? I mean, if you are like, I'm Brazilian, that's why I have this accent. But if you live in Brazil, most people don't have access to a PlayStation 5 or to a gaming PC, but everyone has a cell phone, everyone has a smartphone. So mobile is really opening doors for us to reach new audiences. Just as an example, Call of Duty Mobile, we launched like a little bit over 2 years now, more than 500 million downloads like globally. Like Candy Crush, 4.3 billion downloads, more than 250 million monthly active users. So it can be a massive channel, you know, like, and I created a presentation, Gaming is Bigger Than You Think, because when I was at RBI, we were doing lots of gaming partnerships because we realized that game could help us reach an audience that's really hard to reach in a moment that if you do the right way, and I will talk about that, like you can really connect with them. It's really not about going and slapping your brand in their faces because it's a very different dynamic, right? I mean, when people are watching TV, you are passively watching something. Like when people are playing video games, you are part of the experience. So it becomes even more intrusive if you just go and slap your logo. And that's what we are trying to do. Like we were trying to engage with gamers because we knew that gamers over-index in fast food, especially on delivery because you can't pause. And we were trying to do cool stuff that made sense to them. This is another one that to me like is mind-blowing. And of course, I'm just counting box office here, right? But if you compare Star Wars with Call of Duty is more than double the size. And it's not just about the size and the growth. It's about the time people spend in gaming. It's really like a social network. When I talk to my friends that play, we play like Warzone. Warzone is like Battle Royale, free-to-play Call of Duty. Like we schedule, hey, let's drop by 9 p.m. And then we meet there with our headsets and we talk to each other. And during the pandemic, that got super accelerated, right, for obvious reasons. But for me, the pandemic only accelerated things that were already happening. You know, like, so coming out of the pandemic, it's not that it declined, it continues to grow. Gaming is not just about playing. It's amazing the number of people who watch, like streaming. I think that in the previous panel, people were talking about influencers and streamers. It's huge, 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 huge. There are more people watching games on streams than HBO, Netflix, and Hulu, and ESPN combined. You know, and people don't realize that. You know, like, so if you, depending on the brand you are, you may want to take a look into that, you know, like, and leverage that to your favor. Like, people always ask me about esports. Esports continues to grow. I think that the pandemic didn't help because the events were amazing. I remember being in Philly for the finals of the Overwatch League, even before I joined Activision. And there were like 20,000 people in the stadium. You know, like, it was mind-blowing. With the pandemic, that slowed down a bit. But if you compare, and I'm sure Formula One changed. This is an audience in the US. I think Formula One changed because the Netflix series did amazing for Formula One. But it's becoming like a considerable size, and relative to other sports in the US, it's pretty large. And then I think, just to wrap up this first part, and give me a sign when I'm 5 minutes. Yeah? I'm good. You will regret saying that. I'm joking. You'll be fine. Like, so gamers are everyone. Like, some people say like, oh, are you a gamer? And like, we don't even use the word gamers anymore at work because everyone plays. It doesn't define you anymore. You know what I mean? Like, we don't see like, are you a TV watcher? You know, it doesn't define you. Everyone watches TV. Everyone plays video game. I love this one. There are just as many people over 50, age 50 or older, playing games than those under 18. And there are more women playing games than teenage boys. And I say that because, maybe not you guys, but usually like on the board of the company, where people are like maybe a little bit more old school, depending on the company you are in, the image that people have is like, it's this dude in the basement in front of our PC, playing with a mouse like 24 hours a day. And it's really not like that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's really like everyone. So it's really about finding, if you are not in gaming and you are a brand that wants to be part of this, finding which franchises have a good overlap of the target that you want to reach, you know, like, and understanding that community and partnering with those folks to do things that will add value to the community. Gaming is more than winning. I think I spoke about that. It's a place where people connect in a meaningful way to others. This is like basically like why people play. And if you look, I'm not going to read the stats, but it's all about connection, you know, similar interest, help me meet new people. And I love this quote from the New York Times. I'm not going to read, but it's something along the lines of, back in the day, we were friends, and that's why we play video games together. Today is more like we play video games together, and that's how we became friends. And it's so true. You know, like, there are people who like never met the other person. And we have like, if you go on YouTube, you'll see lots of videos of people that play Warzone together meeting for the first time. You know, like celebrities meeting like ordinary people, and they play together. Or like I have on my team, on our team, we have people who got married because met their partner on World of Warcraft. I'm not making that up. You know what I mean? Like, it's really like a massive social network. And I think that if your brand understands that, I'm sure there is a game out there, or maybe probably more than one, that can help you. You know, like that you maybe should think about a strategy in gaming. And it really doesn't matter what category you are in. You know, like the partnership team on Activision Blizzard reports to me, and we are talking with several different categories. You know what I mean? Like, if you have very clear like who you're trying to reach, and what value you are adding to people in the real world. Just to throw a bizarre example, like you are an insurance company, right? Maybe you can insure lives in the game. Players will like that stuff. So there is always a way, if you know what you are good at, to think about how I can translate that in a way that will add value to players and add value to the community. It's not about slapping the logo of your insurance company in the game. You can do that too, but that's the obvious thing, and I'm not sure any player will like that. It's funny because when new channels and when new medium channels appear, people tend to think of them with the paradigm of the previous one, right? So when TV appeared, the ads on TV were someone with a mic reading a text, because that was the paradigm of radio, right? So it took some time until we can do it different, right? Gaming's the same. Sure, you can go and slap your logo in a game, but that's the paradigm of our world of traditional media. Like, I think that the brands that will be successful will probably do that and more. And then I put together some examples just for fun. How I'm doing with time? Do I have yeah, okay. I'm never good with time, so I have to ask. So I put together some examples that I'm really proud of for you guys to understand. And there are 2 or 3 examples from Activision Blizzard, and then there is one example, it's partnership. I will try to go quick through all of them. The first one is from Call of Duty. And I included this one because I see us working right now in lots of ideas that are, gaming is blurring the lines with the real world, okay? So I see lots of ideas that are the real world coming to gaming, and I see lots of ideas which is gaming going to the real world. And I chose my favorite ones to show, right? Because I think it could help you think about how your brand can play a role there too. This one is for Call of Duty. We did this end of last year. I'm not going to explain, I'm just going to play. It's a 2-minute video.
In all the years that I've been covering conflict zones, I was in Afghanistan, Syria, and Iraq.
The first time I was at Lebanon in a city called Tripoli, I moved to Jordan. That was super shocking to me.
To show how real the new Call of Duty Vanguard looks, we invited real war photographers to experience and document World War II inside the game.
So we've created a virtual camera. It's like a portal into the game engine. As the photographer roams through this room, they are navigating through the environment at the same time.
Do you have a 50 mil I can use?
And we've designed the room also to have sound and light that matches the effects in the game, as if they were a photographer there in the period.
As a result, the journalists captured photographs of real soldiers, real places, and real battles during World War II in a game. But they didn't stay there. Each photo was auctioned, and the proceeds were donated to the Call of Duty Endowment Fund, helping veterans of war.
It was really fascinating to be part of a type of battle that I've never been.
So I really like this one, and I think it's really pushing the boundaries of how gaming advertising could be. Historically, we usually do a lot of gameplay trailers where you see people play, or we do a cinematic that shows the story of the game. This to me starts to show how realistic the game is, and how it really blurs the lines between game and reality. The technology that we use for Call of Duty, it's called photogrammetry. So we basically scan one-to-one the environments and put that into the game. But if I try to explain that, like I just did, it's really boring, right? So we try to demonstrate like in a way that's more engaging. The other example that I like is also from Call of Duty. This is Call of Duty. We were launching a new map, which is the Pacific Island, which is the map for Warzone, which is our battle royale free-to-play. And we wanted to do a partnership with influencers, but not like the typical gaming influencers. We did that too, but we really wanted to surprise people outside of like gaming. And we could have done the classic of like just paying money to people and have them play the game, right? I mean, that's what like everyone does. But again, we try to push creativity. We try to push, in this case, the game outside of the game. And this is what we did. This is Warzone in Paradise.
Half of all adults under 40 follow at least one travel influencer on Instagram. If you follow their feeds, you'll see they're constantly one-upping each other. To launch Warzone Pacific, we assembled a squad of the biggest influencers in the world and gave them a chance to visit a place they've never been to before, Caldera, the fictitious island accessible only in our game. We took unused, never posted before footage of them in a tropical location and Warzone-ified their posts with visual effects mimicking real gameplay. Each influencer dropped their posts during the week of the game's launch, immediately turning Caldera into the new IT destination. We then expanded our guest list, sending athletes, and even a White Lotus star to the island. By hacking our influencers' content, we shocked and awed in a way social media hadn't seen before, generating over 8.5 million views in 1 week and earning over 15 million social media impressions. And we did it all without shooting a thing.
That was really fun to work on too. And again, it was us trying to do it differently, trying to push the boundaries of creativity, trying to do gaming in a way that has been done before. This example I also really like. There's no case study for it yet. I just put some footage behind, but it's for Candy Crush. Candy Crush, usually like people play individually, right? I mean, it's not as social as Warzone or Call of Duty or World of Warcraft or some of our other games. But we knew that even though people play individually, there are some people that are rather competitive when it comes to Candy Crush, and they brag about which level they are in and all that the good stuff, or they compete with friends and this and that. So what we did was we created a Candy Crush competition, right? We first did that in the UK to test. It did really well. And last year we brought it to the US. And it was a real competition. Everyone could compete. Like everyone who has the app can compete, and we would do like the rankings by state, by city, and then the top, I don't even remember how many, 36 or 18 came to the final. We had Khloe Kardashian as the host, so it was almost like a TV show. We had Doja Cat participating, we had Gronk participating, we had a bunch of like TikTokers all involved. Like awesome, like a return for the brand. By the way, everything that I'm showing you here had a better return than the usual thing that we normally do. You know, like the influencer program before Warzone in Paradise did better than the trailers that we always do, and we continue to do. War Photographer or Vanguards of Photographer, the first case that I presented, did better in terms of lift of awareness than the stuff that we always do. And this one, I think it was a really nice complement to a very strong performance marketing program that we have behind Candy Crush. Like Candy Crush is a performance marketing machine, but if I do things like this, I can really open up the top of the funnel, which will result in a better ROI even for the bottom of the funnel performance marketing stuff. This is one of the latest ones we did, and again, is bringing the game outside of the game. Like, believe it or not, there are lots of people who started to skate because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I tried to skate in real, never worked for me. But and I remember playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater. And now what you're trying to do is to get people who skate to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, a completely new generation of people. And this is something that we did this year.
The only reason I really started skating was because I played Tony Hawk's Underground, and I love that game with my whole heart.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was the reason why thousands of gamers started skating. But how could we inspire a new generation of skaters to actually start playing the game? Introducing scratch boards. In a skateboard, the more you skate and slide, the more you scratch your board. So, to celebrate the game's 20th anniversary, we created limited edition decks that work just like lottery scratch boards. Co-designed with Birdhouse, one of the most coolest brands in the skate world, the boards were printed with a double layer technique, with promo codes hidden beneath the paint. And to launch it, we got an expert in sliding and scratching, Tony himself. Only 2 hours after the video was released, we received more than 8,000 pre-orders on social media. Legendary skaters scratched their boards too. And millions of fans across the world couldn't stop talking about it.
So cool! Team Rick, Team Chris. Too. There's a code right there.
The scratch boards increased sales to a record 90%.
The most insane Tony Hawk.
Could not be more excited.
And achieved one of the most impossible goals, turning skaters into gamers.
So that was really cool too. And this one is the last one, the last case study I have to share. 4 minutes more. 3, 2, 3, okay. The hidden spots is an idea that we did in partnership with Heinz. And we love doing stuff like that, to partner with other brands to find the equation where 2 + 2 = 7, not to equal 5, you know what I mean? They came up to us with this idea, and they didn't even know that we were launching a new map. So we said, guys, we are launching a new map. It works even better with the new map. It's a very powerful insight that people can't pause the game anymore, so they can't eat while they are playing. So this is what we did together.
These were games back then. Slow, simple, chill. And if needed, we just hit the pause button. These are games now. Fast-paced, complex, professional, and no pause button. When do these people even eat? They don't. Because if you bite, you die. Bite, die. Bite, die. See? So Heinz teamed up with Call of Duty, the #1 game in the world, to figure out the best spots to snack safely on their brand new map. This is Heinz Hidden Spots. To kick things off, we sent burger wraps containing a few hidden spots directly to top influencers from around the world.
Find some hidden spots in Warzone.
And invited them to look for others.
Now this is hidden.
I'm gonna kick back and dig into my burger.
Who would think to find us over here?
We got the nice view. We can eat our burger in peace. No one will find us here.
Effectuer ce kill si je n'avais pas eu mon ketchup Heinz.
Heinz ketchup has given us energy.
In only a few hours, the gaming community got hungry for more, and hundreds of spots were mapped out organically in other blockbuster games.
This is the most secret spot on the map. You can actually enter these waterfalls, head right.
Espérate, tengo que morder mi hamburguesa en el hidden spot.
¡Hala! ¿Qué llamo?
Fast to high, soldier. Hunger terminated.
Mission accomplished, soldier. Heinz Hidden Spots. Eat burgers, not bullets.
Let me eat my burger in peace.
That was a really cool one. And this is the type of thing you can do if you partner with people like us. If I were a brand out there, I would definitely, and I wanted to get into the space, I would reach out either through the agency or directly to someone like Activision Blizzard, someone like our competitors, because we know the space really well. And if you understand a little bit better what you're trying to accomplish, the brand that you have, we can help. So just to wrap up, game is bigger than you think. Like remember my friends telling me that game is going to be big in the future. Gamers are everyone. It really doesn't define you. And I think that if you think about like watching TV doesn't define anyone anymore, gaming is kind of like the same. Gaming truly engages its audience, playing and watching. Don't forget the streaming side of life. Gaming is social. That's the main reason why people play. They are connecting with their friends. And game absorbs and creates culture. It's funny how, when Fernando was a kid, when I was a little kid, I would probably not brag about that, hey, I play video games so much, I love gaming, and how today it's so mainstream, and how today gaming is really creating culture, not just being impacted by culture. And in order to unlock the opportunity, you need to know the game, understand the community. It's really easy to screw up, just being completely honest with you. If you don't understand the game and the community, they are not there necessarily to see your brand, so you need to think about how you can truly add value. And if you screw up, they are very vocal on Reddit, Discord, Twitter, and they are mean. They can be mean. So you better work with people who really understand the community and the game, and find authentic ways to connect and add value and underline their add value to players. This is all I had for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much.